Welcome back to Brazil, episode 29. Just gonna put away our Mercedes truck here and then our utility trailer. We set it down here on a worker on the previous episode. They made it. I didn't even check on them, which is good. We'll get it out of the road so it's not blocking anything. Very exciting on today's episode. We are finally going to buy the brick factory. Long time coming. It's actually the last piece of the puzzle I think we're gonna do, but we desperately need it because we need to start building the stuff for that bridge. We'll park this in the garage. Oh wait, no, this doesn't fit in the garage, does it? That's right, we tried that. We'll park it over here then. But we have $911,000 and it's only going to cost us $850,000. That's nice. So, like, once we start getting money stacked up, the plan is to get this reorganized and we can put our pool in over here. I would like to get a nice retirement car that we can put in the garage, maybe a couple of them, we'll see. And finish our nice property. I wonder if we shouldn't put more, like, apple trees in and then maybe... Yeah. I don't know. That's something we gotta think about. We could probably actually do that to make some more passive income. These two are kind of maxed out. But we're not gonna focus on that probably in this episode. We gotta get the next production bought. Let's head on over to the brick factory. Here it is. We've been delivering some sand here, getting money, and now we'll no longer be able to make... I think there's not too many places you can deliver sand here. Is probably it. 850,000, yes. That is scot-free, or without a loan, of course. So now we're down to 61,000, but again, it's loan-free, which is great. What do we have to supply this with? I think it's like everything under the sun, brick factory. So we need cement bags, which we are producing. Dirt, which we can bring over easy enough. Pallets we need. Rebar. Sand, and then some more tools once again. I guess it depends on which product. Are these all the same? Let me see here. I guess it depends on which product we do is what we're going to need. Let's go take a look again at the bridge that we're building to see exactly what those names are that we need to produce. So we need rebar and concrete beam. I believe the rebar we just purchased at the warehouse. There's the rebar, 10 grand for those. They're probably real long if I had to guess. So we need to work on concrete beam first, and that's going to require cement, sand, rebar, and tools. We should be able to get that supplied pretty well on today's episode. Our cement factory also needs some pallets. So we should probably get that supplied. Oh, they're probably going to need tools to keep them going. And then, like I said, we're going to need, I think, tools for the... This is hard because we can't have it separate on the truck. We'd have to take one off. Which we could do when we get there, but we're going to need a lot of pallets as well. Limestone is still decent. That one actually doesn't eat up the tools and stuff like the other cement factory does. Kind of crazy. Let's get the pallets first, and then we'll start working on... Well, we'll get pallets and then the tools. Ah, that's tough. Let's just get some pallets. Got the truck down here. Look at that. The drive axle turns and then stop. That's pretty cool. Just to look at some of the details here on the truck. On the in between episodes, as promised, I did go ahead and stock up some more rocks at the lime factory. See, we could deliver these, or we could wait. Let's just go get those pallets. We actually, if we're gonna have to take those over to our production. There's a lot of things to think about now that we kind of got more another production going. I think we'll get a whole, let's go about 10. We'll get a whole lot, which is 10. And we'll see how much that fills up our truck. And if we got a little bit of room for tools, I wouldn't mind, like I said, giving some more tools to the concrete business. If we can do it. But 10 stacks of pallets is quite a bit. Ah, yes, pallets. So we want... I guess it's going to be 9. We might do more than that. That's 13,000. We're at 48. Good news is we have, like... Don't have to worry about spending crazy money on another business, because this will be the last business we get for this series. I think we're only able to get 3 of these. I was hoping for 4 with the long forks, but it's only 3. Yeah. 3. Which works. We can go 3 wide. So much easier with this flatbed. It's actually going to work really good. Fantastic. I might... trying to think. So we're going to need some tools at our... brick factory. I think that we should strap these in each time we do them, otherwise we're gonna push them off. I think the hardest part about all this is not getting paid for when we deliver it to the bridge. Now let's do another one. Because it's stealing our income and then we're not getting paid for it. Maybe they set it up after the bridge is finished, they pay you for the whole job. That would be something, wouldn't it? Bridge is complete and then you get a big fat check at the end of it. This one will be a little crooked on us. I think what I might do is we'll buy a thing of tools. We'll throw it on the back. Trying to be careful because I do want to save some money for the other business, but I suppose we could just go ahead a month, then we get paid from the apples anyway. Let's get like I said, a box of tools. That'll be 10 grand, so yeah, we're pushing our money out quicker than it's coming in. Tools, let's do 1. 10.5. There we go. We'll put it on the back the long way. Let's spread these wide. Just gotta be extra careful we don't clip anybody off on the road. There we go. And then what we'll do, we'll end up having to come back here, and like I said, we'll have to get some more tools. It doesn't really matter anyway until we're ready to start the production. We'll just leave the lights on. I gotta drain that battery anyway. Just kidding. It probably doesn't use that much battery. It's cool how they have the straps going the long way as well. But yeah, we gotta buy some rebar. Which could get crazy. Important we keep all this running. Looks like they're ready to start on the next row of cement bags. There we go. There's the last of it. I think what we'll do, let's take a quick look here. That looks a lot better. That is running. So yes, concrete. So we got 2. We'll take those cement bags over there. We got to get some dirt over there and then... Oh, wait. No. We need sand over there, which is perfect because I have the other trailer filled with sand. We don't have to worry about dirt. What does dirt get used on? It gets used on the regular bricks. I don't even know if we'll need these. So we might not have to worry about dirt. Something to keep an eye on. We'll just make sure we only do the required stuff. We'll get the cement over there. Get that sand. And then we'll have to go to the warehouse and buy some rebar and some tools. So while that's filling up with sand, we'll probably get another load over there. We got to get that rebar. And then... what else was there? Tools! So we're gonna have to get a... yeah, package of tools. So only 100 rebar. Yeah, we haven't bought any rebar yet. Curious to see how big this is gonna be. It could be crazy. How expensive is it? Rebar... 10 grand. So let's see how big in how many liters that is. So, oh yeah, that is definitely... oh, I like... it's pretty cool having another custom object. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. That's kind of nice. Wow. Yeah. I'm trying to think if we should get multiple of them. Let's get one on and see what we got. Oh yeah, I didn't even check the liters on it. Gotta see how big that is. Ooh, yeah, you gotta have it pretty low here. It's a little balancing act. It is, ooh, 5,000 liters. Yeah, so it takes 100. Yeah, I just want to make sure we got enough. I'm assuming the tools will last longer than the rebar will. We could probably see how far this sticks out. Holy moly, that's big. That's heavy too. Let's get another one, I think. So we get 2. And then we'll set a thing of tools on top of it. Yeah. Tools should spawn out of the way if we do them both at once here, I think. So buy both. I guess if we have to move it, so be it. So yeah, 1 more. And then we'll do a thing of tools. Perfect. Leases with 12,000. Again, with our passive businesses, I guess we only got, well, there's 2, I guess, the pumpkins and the apples running. Should slowly tick back up. As long as we can get the product out. Oh yeah, we had to take rebar over to the bridge as well. I forgot about that. Well, let's take both of these to the factory. And then, if we have to skip ahead a couple months to get some income, we will. 5,000. I'm trying to think. It's like requires like 40,000, I think. Or no, that's the other stuff. We'll have to take a look at it again. Can't remember. So many numbers to look at. I think it's 10,000, so that'd be 2 of these. But it's more important we get the business running. But then again, it's like we're not getting paid for delivery either. Wouldn't it be something, like I said, if we get the payout after the whole bridge is complete? Which kind of makes sense. It's like you get paid for the job when it's done. I bet you it'd be a big money injection if that's the case, but who knows? Yeah, that flatbed was definitely needed. To sit and think that I was going to get all that done on the utility trailer? No way. Excellent. Perfect. Alright, let's take this over to the brick factory. And then I think we can start it up if I'm not mistaken. We should have everything we need. Pretty surreal to be owning the brick factory finally after all these years. Here we go. Bam. So, like I said, I think that's everything. Cement bags, rebar, sand, and our tools. So let's turn the concrete beam on. That can be underway. And then we'll double check to see how many rebar we need for the actual bridge, which we won't, of course, get paid for. 15. We're going to need 3. Which we don't have the cash for. So we probably have to go ahead anyway. Let's see. I think we'll get some more sand over here. Because it was filling up. It should be ready to go again. We get a few more over here. I'm just hoping that stuff lasts, but we may just plow through it real quick. It'd be one thing if we could actually sell the rebar and get profit for it. I shouldn't write it off too soon because, like I said, maybe we get paid for the job when it's completely finished. Which would be very nice. If not, I guess we got a nice bridge to cross down the future. It's definitely cost us some money. We did get a little injection just now, so we're up to 14,000. Yeah, we will, let's take some more sand back and forth. And then, we could tie up the, other productions a little bit and see if they need to be topped up. Otherwise, we'll probably take a nap and move on to February. We are definitely getting our use out of this truck. We got 7 hours on it already. That's crazy. And we actually are going to have to fill up on gas again soon. We've done that like probably at least 2 times, if not more. We'll just drop this here because we'll probably... Well, we can always swap when we go down. As promised, I think we should switch the limestone production to distributing. Then we can, obviously, you could say we have a worker hired that's sending it up to the cement factory, so don't got to worry about that anymore. We'll just have to watch the stones and the tools and stuff, but we don't have to worry about supplying anymore to the cement factory, which will be very nice. This is looking really good here. And then we have the brick factory. I think we got plenty of sand over there, I thought. So we'll stop there supplying that. Bags are there. Yeah, we're looking really sharp right now. We'll grab the flatbed. And then what we'll do is we will drive that to the warehouse. We'll probably go ahead and fill up on gas as we pass it. Stop in at the gas station. Fill up our tank. And then... I think we might take a nap so we can get to February, and then we can see how much more income we get. And then we'll buy the 3 rebars so we can get those over to the bridge. And then I think that'll probably be a good place to stop. Gas station on the right. I think we got the process down. Straightforward. And we are refueling. It would have been kind of cool to do the ethanol production, but we're just not going to have time. The series, I think, will get too long if we do that. And it takes a lot of... We would need a lot of capital to buy that ethanol factory as well. I think that was like... That might have been $2 million. So it would take a ridiculous amount of time. And like I said, not getting paid from the... supplying the bridge is kind of crazy. Maybe we, like I said, if we get one big injection, then maybe, like, we could do it for fun real quick before we finish it, but it's not looking like we'll get paid, but I hope I get proved wrong. Yeah, we'll just drop it low here. And we'll make sure to shut it off so we don't burn any gas. There we go. Yeah, let's, we'll take a nap so we can get a little more cash and hopefully we can get all 3 that we need. We're at 15. We'll see what it is the next day. 45. Wow, that was, ooh, that was really nice. Let's check the finance sheet on that one. Yeah, so that was a real nice income. 15,000. Well, that was just this month. We had 46,000 last month. That's all right. Yeah, if we keep progress like that, it's not so bad. So we'll try to, like I said, we're gonna get 3 of them, which I think we should be able to do. Rebar. We'll do times 3, 29,000. Yeah, we can do that. Leaves us with 15,000. I get insane loading these up. Definitely wide. We can try to do 2, but I think these are pretty heavy. There's like, yeah, that's not happening. Pull that back a little bit here and then. Let me get it on straight without it tipping. That's crazy. It's definitely kind of realistic. Because we need to be balanced quite right here. There we go. You'd think the center of gravity would be right in the middle of that middle box, but it seems like it's not quite right. It's exciting though that we're making progress on the bridge after all these years. depending on what it is, any extra cash we can get without having to, you know, purchase too much stuff. Obviously, we have to keep the tools and all the mining equipment up. But eventually... Oh, shoot. We're gonna have to... This might be tricky, actually. Because of the long forks. Make sure we don't hit the other ones off. There we go. Any extra cash, then we can start working on decorating the homestead. So we can start finalizing that. So like I said, so we have a little time to live in. That'd be awesome. Enjoy the pool. Try to get a nice car. We can fill up that garage that we barely use. Definitely looks nice though at home. Alright. There we go. 3 of them. Fantastic. I always like looking at that animation loading the trailer. It's just so satisfying. Okay. Back over to the concrete bridge. Once we start getting our products from our cement factory, we have to get that forklift up there as well. Yeah, that was we're going to be using that. That's the forklift at the sell point because it was never used for anything, so we're going to sneak it and use it. What a heavy duty forklift too, so it should work fairly good. Okay, 3 rebars coming in. Bam. So we got rebar 15, yep. And then we still gotta have 40,000 concrete beam, which we are working on. But to get 40,000, I don't know. I hope it's... Let me see here. Let's go back to our... Did any spawn out? It looks like we got one. That's not a decoration. I think it's probably... Yeah, that looks right. So how much are these? These are 5,000, so 40,000 is going to be a lot. Yeah, it's going to be like 8 of these or so. Wow. Interesting, but yeah, at least we can start to see some progress happen. And then we can get on to the next phase, which... Who knows what we're going to have to supply with that. But this is exciting. We are definitely on track to getting the bridge finished. I'm liking this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.